I'll do it once more. This is your last chance to catch me now. Okay. Are you ready? Did you see it go?
No.
Good, it didn't go yet. It just checked. Okay. It doesn't go. It doesn't go till I do that. And now you can see once again. I'll tell you what. I won the game, but I'll find your card anyway because you were. Thank you. See, even now with card tricks, I wear the patch. I'm down to like packet tricks now. 3 cards at a time, pretty much. All right. Let's try another one. Don't laugh at that, okay? I'm vomiting playing cards, and you find this funny for some reason. All right. So let's try you this time. I don't mean let me try you this. I mean let me do a trick for you. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, all right. Second mistake that a counterfeiter would make is to give his money to a magician. You kill me, G. Nobody would give their money to a magician. So anyway, I just wanted you to have that. Thanks a lot. That's for your $19. Give him a big round of applause. Wait, don't go away yet. There's more. There's more. I'm not only going to give you the lemon, but I feel a little guilty, so I will also give you back your money. Do you take credit cards? No. Okay, well, this is a Chicago credit card, and pretty much you will take the money. Okay. Now, here's what we're going to do. There's a little trick. I'm sorry, sir. Don't get ahead of me, pal, okay? I'm holding a knife, okay? Thank you. No, please. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Please stop it. Cut it out. Folks, we have a problem. We have a problem. I'm sorry to bring this up now, but before I officially start the show, it seems like there's been some counterfeit money going around the room. Now, I'm not accusing any of you of anything, but, sir, I'd like to check one of your bills, please. Would you stand up? Give him a big round of applause, please. Thank you. And your name, sir?
Gene.
Hi, Gene. How do you do? Could I borrow a bill like a 5, 10, 20, 50, 100? The bigger the better, sir. Well, you're loaded. Good. Thank you. That's very good. What do you do for a living?
I'm retired now.
Retarded? Oh, retired. I'm sorry. No, that's what I thought you said. I'm sorry. Do me a favor. Would you take and just write your name across the back of the bill there and just make it real big? I want to make sure this bill doesn't fall into the wrong hands. Like, my wife got a hold of this. We'd never see it again. So just write your name on it. And while you're doing that, I'll talk to the chicks. Hi, girls. How are you? Come here often? What sign are you? Want to take a shower? Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. You can keep that because you're one heck of a... Yes. Okay. Okay. Can everyone see the bill where Gene wrote his name? Everyone just say yes. Yes. Okay. Now it's important you notice what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you can tell if a bill is counterfeit or not. And this is just so one of these bad bills don't fall in your hands. And don't worry, sir. You will get it back, I promise. Okay? Watch this as close as you can. Nothing here, nothing here, nothing here. Okay? It's not that funny, okay? Ma'am, that was more of a gag. Don't laugh at the gags. All right. Now, first of all, can everyone see where Jackson's picture is in the middle of a $20 bill? The first mistake that a counterfeiter would make is to put his own picture where Jackson should be. That's because they're very, very proud of what they do. The second mistake that a counterfeiter would make is to give his money to a magician. You kill me, G. Nobody would give their money to a magician. And the third mistake, if you want to find out if a bill is real or not, all you do is give it the simple fold test. Now, it's very important that all of you keep your eye on Gene's $20 bill and that it never once leaves your sight even for a second. That's, this is a bad one. I'm sorry, Gene. I may have to keep this one, sir. This is really a $1 bill. I'm sorry. No, please. No, don't applaud. It's his money. No, don't applaud. I'm sorry. Gene, do you have 100? I'll show you a better trick, sir. I'm sorry. Well, anyway, folks, that concludes my show. Hope you enjoyed it. My name is Bill Malone. Thank you. Good night, everybody. Yes, Bill Malone. Thank you. Come on. Wow, $1 every time I do this trick. That's pretty good. 19 I made on you. I'll tell you what. I don't want to leave you like that. So would you do me a favor? Could you come on up here? Give him a big round of applause. Come on up. Okay? Thank you very much. I'm really sorry about that. That's never happened before, and I appreciate you coming up. I noticed you came up here pretty quick when it had to do with money. You know, I had to come here through the kitchen. You know, when you kind of, I'm not kidding. Look at it. I'm not kidding. Look. So anyway, I just wanted you to have that. Thanks a lot. That's for your $19. Give him a big round of applause. Wait, don't go away yet. There's more. There's more. I'm not only going to give you the lemon, but I feel a little guilty, so I will also give you back your money. Do you take credit cards?
No.
Okay, well, this is a Chicago credit card, and pretty much you will take the money. Okay. Now, here's what we're going to do. There's a little trick. I'm sorry, sir. Don't get ahead of me, pal, okay? I'm holding a knife, okay? Don't make me come over there. Watch this as close as you can. I'm going to take the lemon, and I'm just going to go around in a circle just like this. Watch this close. I'm not cheating. Okay, I'd like to be right now, but I'm not. What we do is we just do like that, and if we open it up, I want everyone to, oh, look, there's something green. Something green inside. Oh, my God, I'm full. Oh! All right. Take it out. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's get rid of these. We'll get rid of these. And I'm going to open this up, Gene. I'm sorry about the condition, but I want everyone to notice that not only is it a $20 bill, but there seems to be a signature on the back. Thank you very much. Give Gene a big round of applause. Thank you very much. Yes! Bill Malone! Bill Malone! Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Okay, so please stop it. Sit down. Everyone, back in your seats. Settle down. God, we're having a good time. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Now it's time to officially start the show. So what's going to happen, I'm going to come running in from over here, pretend you haven't seen me yet, and we'll really get into this, okay? Pretend you're in a Las Vegas show lounge, okay? You ready? All right, ladies and gentlemen, that'll be you guys whenever I say that, okay? You too, Dave, that's you too. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight for your entertainment, the one and only Bill Malone! Keep it going, keep it going, yes! Yes, thank you! Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Okay, all the women keep clapping. Just the women. All the women keep clapping. Very good. Very good. Very good. It builds up the chest muscles. That's very good. John, don't bang your legs together. It doesn't work that way, sir. I'm sorry. It only works one way. I'm sorry. Okay, let's try a little card trick. I'm going to do a little card trick for everybody. Watch this close. First of all, I didn't get your names. What is your name?
Terry.
Hi, Terry. Nice to meet you. John, we've already met before. Nice to see you again, sir. David, I think I remember you on another tape. And hi, how are you?
Lisa.
Nice to meet you, Lisa. We're going to start off with a little card trick. Do you play cards at all? Do you play cards? What do you play?
Pinochle.
Oh, good. I don't know Pinochle, but I'll give it a shot if you want to play for money.
No.
Okay, all right. Here's what we're going to do. Now, the reason I bring up cards is because usually after any game, whether it be pinochle or blackjack, usually poker, at the end of the night, everybody gets tired. They all throw their money in, and they play for one big pot. And it's usually done by what they call cutting for a high card. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to play a game called Cutting for a High Card. Whoever gets the high card wins. And David, I'll let you start. What I want you to do is just take the cards, go like this, and cut off a small packet of cards. That's very good. That's very good. Okay, put them right here. We'll look at them in a second. And would you like to play too, John? You want to play against them?
Yeah.
Okay, do me a favor. Just cut off a small packet. Wow, nobody's ever done it that well, John. You did very good. You can put them down. It's okay. Put them down. And would you like to play? Yeah, baby. All right, just cut off a small packet. Place them down. Thank you. Wow, that's pretty thin. Thin to win. All right, now I'm going to play too, but I don't want you to accuse me of cheating, so I'll let you cut my cards for me. Okay? So just take them, place them down right in front of me. Now here's what I want you to do. Everybody place your hand on top of your pile like this. On the count of 3, turn the top card over. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Uh-oh, it's a tie. I'm sorry, it's a tie. Looks like we got us a tie. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Now that we... Thank you. Now that we have the aces out of the deck, we're going to play another game. And, John, the name of this game is Magician versus Sucker. Okay?
Which one would I be?
Yes, which one do you want to be? Either one. Doesn't matter to me. Okay, do me a favor. Just reach in the pack and pull out any card. And I'd like you to show it around to everyone. I won't look. Okay? Make sure they see it over on this side, too. Thanks. I'm sorry. Sorry. I got a bad twitch. I was in a wreck when I was a little kid. It happens to me every once in a while. Do you remember the card?
Yes,
Put it back in there any way you want. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to play a little game, and if you win the game, I'll find your card. But if you don't win the game, then I don't have to find the card. Is that a deal? Okay, and one other thing. I never lose. I just don't like to play with myself. If you know what I mean, and I think you do, John. All right. Everybody watch this close. We're going to play a little game. John, we have 4 aces here. Which ace is your favorite? Clubs, hearts, spades, or diamonds?
I'd say the club.
Okay, all you have to do, John, is keep your eye on the ace of clubs. Can everyone see that? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the ace of clubs, and I'm going to turn it over so fast that you won't be able to catch me. As a matter of fact, I'll try to do it 3 times in a row. All you got to do is catch me once, and you're a winner. Okay? Watch close. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, right now the aces face up. Tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay, that's 1 point for me. I'll do it again. No. That might have been too fast. Let's do it again. We'll do it again. All 4 face down. All I do is snap, and once again, the card will turn over. I'll do it once more. This is your last chance to catch me now.
Okay.
Are you ready? Did you see it go?
No.
Good. It didn't go yet. It just checking. Okay. It doesn't go. It doesn't go till I do that. And now you can see once again. I'll tell you what. I won the game, but I'll find your card anyway because you were. Thank you. Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I usually don't give the double one, but you people deserve it. You know, everybody else, they just get singles. You know what I'm saying? But you guys are good. All right. God, I'll tell you, I get so nervous during these things. I don't know what it, I'm going to take just a quick break and then we'll get right back on. I don't know what it is. Excuse me. Okay. I feel better now. Yeah. Have one, Dave. These are good, man. You got to try it. You sure? I got another one. No, just good. Oh, one more. No, I go long. Sorry. I can only do one. I'm not down to one pack. Okay? That's like card tricks. Even now with card tricks, I wear the patch. I'm down to like packet tricks now. 3 cards at a time, pretty much. All right. Let's try another one. Don't laugh at that, okay? I'm vomiting playing cards, and you find this funny for some reason. All right. So let's try you this time. I don't mean let me try you this. I mean let me do a trick for you. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, all right. Do me a favor. Just reach in there, and you can select a card just like before, and show it to everyone. I won't look. Everyone, please remember that card. Try not to yell it out. I know you want to help me, but try not to. Okay? Put it back in there anywhere you want. And your first name is?
Lisa.
Lisa. Oh, God, you sound familiar to me for some reason. We're going to shuffle up the cards. Now, Lisa, I'm going to make you a deal, okay? If I don't find your card on the first try, you get a $100 bill. Okay. But not from me, from John. John will give you the money because John is loaded. I have a feeling it'll be a check, too, okay? Do me a favor. Hold your hands out flat. Keep them just like that. Now, concentrate on your card. Everybody saw the card, right? Tell me the truth if I find it. It was a black one, a club, the 6 of club. Seriously? I'm sorry, you're 100, John. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What was it? Name it out loud, quick.
Queen of Spades.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Isn't that what I showed you?
No.
If you're gonna lie to me, I'm not gonna do these things. No lying. Woo! Thank God that one worked. Right. David's still on the cigarette trick. All right, there'll be more. It comes out later, but it comes out sideways. Very, very, very painful. Right. Now, how many of you would like to learn how to do a trick? Applaud if you like to learn it. Okay. So, I'm going to teach you this trick, but I have to be honest with you. I could be sued by this, by some of the bigger name magicians. I can't even mention their names, but let's just say like David Coppertone kind of guy. Okay? So I got to be really careful. If you enjoy the trick, I will teach all of you, even Johnny here, how it's done, and then you will be happy. Okay? So first of all, we have a little purse. It is a Gucci. Just so you know, it's a Gucci. It took me a long time to match the outfit. And inside the Gucci is $4 half dollars, okay? David, would you be kind enough to examine the purse, make sure there's no trapdoors, check it really well, check the fastener, make sure, feel it, make sure there's no zippers or anything like that. And try to hurry. The show's over at midnight. Thank you very much. Okay, did you check it out? Does it look okay? Yeah. Good, because it's not in the trick. If it was part of the trick, I wouldn't give it to you because it'd be gaffed, you know what I'm saying? All right, so this is a little trick. 1, 2, 3, $4 half dollars. Watch this close. I'm going to put them out in a little square. Each one does something different. Watch this one. Come here, boy. Roll over. Come on, roll over. See, I got him trained. Huh? Now, not only does he roll over, he does a lot of tricks, too. His name is George. George, you want to do a trick? Yes, I do, Bill. See? Want me to do it again without you seeing my lips move? Watch. George, do you want to do a trick? Yes, I do, Bill. Okay. Now, keep your eye on the $4 half dollars. Besides the $4 half dollars, we're going to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 playing cards. 4 coins, 5. Wait, that's one too many. Let's get rid of this one, and we'll use just 4 playing cards. 4 playing cards, 4 cards. Sir, settle down. It's just a card trick, okay? Rub it up, Dub, Ed Marlowe. Let's settle down. All right. Now, watch close. Here's what we're going to do. $4 half dollars and 4 cards. I'm going to start off by covering each coin one at a time with the card. Watch this close and watch what happens. I'll start on the bottom. We say jump. There he goes. That's 1. Next one. Come on, boy. Jump. And the last one. Yes. Yeah, baby. Thank you. Thank you very much. High five there. Yes. All right. Now, please. Okay. How many of you would like to learn how that's done? Applaud if you like to learn. Okay. Really, it's very easy, okay? But first of all, you have to take the word of oath. Everybody raise your right hand. Everybody. Your other right hand, sir. Thank you. All right. Everyone repeat after me in a loud voice. I promise.
I promise.
On behalf of Bill Malone.
On behalf of Bill Malone.
Never to say.
Never to say.
What other people.
What other people.
Tell me to say.
Tell me to say.
Right. Very good. Very, very good. Now, what you need for the trick are any 4 coins. I use half dollars. You can use quarters, dimes, nickels. You can use pennies, Dave. It's okay. Okay? And any 4 playing cards. And then what you do is you go out to a Walmart or a Kmart and you get yourself one of these wigs. Put it on a little... Thank you. All right. Now, the next thing you do when nobody's looking, you take and you cover up all the coins just like this. Now is when you cheat, okay? Can everyone see the 2 on the bottom? Watch this as close as you can. Here's what I do. See, you don't see this because you're listening to my voice, but watch this hand. See, what I do when you're not looking, I go over to the card, I turn the coin invisible, and I walk it over to here. See, it's funny when you know. It is, yeah? Not to you, David, but everybody else. It's pretty funny. Okay, another way, you can walk it back, it goes back. Another way is to say jump, the coin will jump. What? Next one's Polish. What? Jumpski. Ooh, wrong way. That's better. Okay. And please remember, I taught you the trick. Don't tell it to anybody else. Thank you. Yes, Bill Malone. Yeah, baby. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna tell you guys another little story. This is not near as long as. I'll wait for you to stop laughing. Okay, if you're gonna laugh at me, I'm gonna leave. So let's just stop there right now, because I'm here to entertain you. Yes, you are with me, John. John, where are you from, John?
I'm from here in town.
Pardon me?
Lake Tahoe.
Lake Tahoe. Wow, just in the lake you live?
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty awesome. That's cool. What the heck's wrong with it? I like what you did with it. Nice boats, everything. It's just beautiful. I mean, you did a very good job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It took a long time.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Do me a favor. Talk to the face there, Johnny. All right. Okay. This is a little story trick, and the thing. Stop it! I'm trying to work here. You guys are killing me. Oh, I'll tell you. This is. Oh, excuse me. All right. Now. This is a little story trick, but it's told with just 4 cards. And that's the most important thing I want all of you to remember, is that the whole story is told with just 4 cards. Can you do that? Yeah. Remember, David, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Yeah. Now, once upon a time, many, many years ago, there was a gentleman named the King of Spades. Now, he was married to a beautiful brunette named the Queen of Spades. He also had a twin brother that looked just like him, and he was married to her twin sister. One day, these 2 couples went out to Malone's Magic Bar, great place, my favorite place, and the brunettes went into the powder room to freshen up a little bit. While they were gone, the first King of Spades, this one, he walked up to the bar and sat next to a beautiful redhead. And his twin brother said, hey, that looks like a good idea, and he sat down next to the redhead sister. Now, what happened was, John, when the wives came out of the powder room, they saw their husbands with the redheads, they got mad. So the first brunette, this one, she went up to the redhead and said, hey, you stay away from my husband. And the second brunette, she went up to the redhead sister and said, you stay away from my husband. So now they're in a big fight. They're ripping each other's clothes off. I had to watch this, okay? So finally, the girls got mad. So the first brunette, this one, she grabbed her husband and said, come on, honey, we're going home. And the second brunette, she grabbed her husband, and they all went home. Okay? But no, please stop it. I know what you're worried about. Settle down, Dave. You're worried about the redhead. Don't worry anymore. The first redhead, she went down the block and found a redheaded gentleman. And her twin sister, she found a redheaded gentleman, and they all lived happily ever after, except they had a family of 4 little redheaded boys. And the thing I want you to remember, the whole story was told with just this 1 card. That's the most important thing. Thank you very much. I'm going to Counterfeit Money, the Bill and Lemon. This is a great routine, and I'm going to show you this. But first of all, I want you to know most of the time I do this trick as a stand-up trick. And I do it on a stage where there's plenty of room to walk back and forth. In a close-up situation, it's a little different because I use the bill switch and I use a thumb tip. In the stand-up method, I don't use the thumb tip, and I'll show you that as well. What you need for the trick, obviously, is a lemon. And to set up the lemon, you take, and first of all, when you choose the lemons, it's very important. There's 2 ends. There's always the nipple end, and then there's the other end. You want to go to the other end where the pit is, and you want to find a lemon that's kind of indented, where the pit is going inside. This is not really the best lemon to use, but it's the only one we have left for the filming. But you really want one that's going to be indented more, because it makes it easier to insert the bill during the performance. But there should be no problem with this one. Anyway, you start off by taking that little pip and removing it from the lemon, okay? Try not to make a big hole, a big opening. Just remove the pip, okay? That's step number 1. Step number 2, you take any pen, insert it in, and just work its way in. This lemon is a little hard. It'd be a little softer if you get the one that's indented more. But push the pen all the way down so you can almost feel it at the other end and just kind of working in a little bit. I'm going to overdo this one just a little bit because I have a feeling this might be a little hard to do. But what you want to do is you want to make a hole. You want to make a hole, but you don't want it to split. This is splitting a little bit. You really don't want that. With the right lemon, if you look for the indent, that's not going to happen. But that's your setup, okay? So what you have is a lemon with a hole. You take and you squeeze out some of the juice. This way in your pocket, when the lemon is in your pocket, it won't have juice all over the place. Okay? So that's your setup. You'll notice that that's hardly noticeable even if you look at it. The lemon is usually held like this so you don't see it anyway. The setup is the lemon is in your right pants pocket. Okay? The thumb tip, I usually do this in opening, so if I'm going to use the thumb tip and I'm going to do it close up, the thumb tip starts off in my hand and I keep it on there the whole time I'm performing. So during the performance, I borrow a bill. I do all the patter about there's been some counterfeit money going around. There's 3 ways you can tell if money's counterfeit. You get all the laughs, you know, the picture, and nobody would give their money to a magician, ha-ha, and whatever other laugh. And now you're just basically going to do the bill switch. So I say the thing to watch is the fold test. And what you do is you borrow the bill. I'm using the same one from yesterday so you can see how this works. You start off, the fold for the bill switch, which is published everywhere, it is available everywhere, is the left end folds inward, then the bottom end folds upward. Now the left end, you're going to use the back of the fingers to close it, to fold it, and as you do, your left thumb's going to come in contact with the thumb tip and peel it off so you're now in this position with the switched bill behind the regular bill. You're now going to make one more fold by turning the whole packet upward. Okay, so you're now in this position. You unfold the top half with your right hand. You then reach in here and you're going to start to unfold. Now as you do that, when it unfolds, you push the switch bill over a little bit. So when this opens, the thumb tip is more or less clipped. You're in this position. You push it on just a little bit, but not tight. Open this up, and now you push it on a little tighter. So finally, when you open it up all the way, the thumb tip is on pretty tight. And you can show it like this. You can drop it, do the shows, whatever. But so now you did the bill switch. Now you go back, you give the guy, you get the laughs, and you say, ladies and gentlemen, that's the show. Hope you enjoyed it. My name is Bill Malone. Thank you, and good night, everyone. What I'm doing right now is I'm taking the thumb tip taking the bill out of the thumb tip, and I'm giving it one more fold like this, okay? And the other thing, when I put the lemon in my pocket, I forgot to tell you this is important, you put it in so the hole is upwards, and it's laying in the pocket diagonally. So when this comes out of the tip, you give it one more fold, and what you're doing, I just did it now, it's almost halfway in, is you're loading the bill into the lemon. So what's happening in my pocket, the lemon is sitting there, this comes out of the tip, I give it one more fold, and I just get it started going in, okay? Once I get it started, it's done. So that's done in a matter of seconds. It's done as I do the switch, and I say, folks, hope you enjoyed the show. My name is Bill Malone. Thank you. Good night, everybody. So now as I walk away and come back, that's enough time for me to take my fingers and give that bill one more push in my pocket so it's all the way in there, okay? So now you're pretty much done. Now you just call the spectator up, and he comes up, he stands to my right, and I say, boy, you came up here pretty quick when it's to do with money. And as I'm talking to him, I put both hands in my pocket. Then I say, you know, when I came here today, I had to come to the kitchen. I'm not kidding, look. And you just do the old rock out of the shoe. You're going to take the lemon out of your pocket as you bring your leg up, okay? Take off your shoe, load the lemon in the shoe, turn front, and roll it out, okay? Now you put your shoe back on, hold the lemon so you're covering the hole, show them the lemon. I even hand it to them and say, here, you can keep this. They never see the hole, they can't feel it, and I'm talking to them, so they're looking at me. I don't give them time to examine the lemon, and they're not expecting anything, so they won't examine the lemon. Now all that's left to do is to take the knife, go around in a circle, cut about halfway, then go around in a circle. Keep doing that all around the lemon. Be careful not to cut your fingers off. If you do, you get another effect there. You know, it's fun. You don't need a thumb tip. You just hollow out your regular stubs, and you use those, and they look really natural. Okay? So now you get it to here. You break open the lemon. They see the bill inside. Boy, that was a crooked cut. Anyway, they see the bill inside. I cut that a little wrong. But look, there's something in there. If this does happen, you can use the knife to pop that up a little bit. Take it out, open it up, and I guarantee this thing will get a cheer. This is one of the strongest tricks I do. I got to talk about where this came from, the idea. A guy that worked for me, Scott Grocky, who worked at Malone's Magic Bar, who's a great performer and a great magician, one of the best guys that worked for me, did this way of loading the signed bill into the lemon. And what he would do is he'd borrow the bill and he'd put it away, and then he'd go on with another trick. And during that trick, he'd, in his lap, be putting the bill in the lemon. Now, later on, he'd do the trick and produce the lemon, and it went over great. It was one of the most talked about tricks in the bar. So I figured it'd be great to do this with a stand-up routine, the bill switch, but loading that signed bill in the lemon, it's the fastest bill in the lemon in the world, but it goes over just like any other bill in the lemon. People cannot figure it out. So have some fun with the bill switch. Approaching a table at a party, approaching a table at a restaurant. This is something that a lot of people have a hard time with. And I can tell you the ways I do it, which are absolutely crazy, but they do work. To approach a table, I walk up and I say, "Good evening, Mr. Table. I am the magician." No, I'm just kidding. This is for the people at the table. I never walk up. I can't say never, because there are times where I will walk up and say, "Hi, my name is Bill Malone. I'm the entertainer, and I'm the magician. Would you like to see magic?" Normally, I don't like that, but if the affair is a real elegant, sophisticated audience, it's a small group of people, I think then it's okay to walk up that way. But the approaches I like better are the crazier approaches. Like I'll walk up to a table and I'll say, they'll be talking, and just in the middle of everything I'll say, "Excuse me, folks, my name is Bill Malone. I'm the magician tonight. I want to apologize. We had a very small budget. I'm all they could afford, but I'll do my best." Okay, or sometimes I'll walk up and I'll say, "Folks, sorry I'm late. I called the house, but you already left. Let's get on with this." Or I'll walk up to the table and say, "Folks, could you keep it down here? I'm in the middle of a trick." And I'll just start doing a trick. So to me, if I walk up in a fun mood and I walk up and it's kind of funny and I just get in there, it fits in better than if you walk up and you ask some stupid question or ask them anything. It gives them a chance to say no. The whole thing is don't give them a chance to say no. Walk up with energy and with a fun expression on your face and just go for it. You know what I mean? Just take over that crowd. And you can say it like, "Hi, my name is Bob. We're going to have some fun here." But just make sure that whether you're performing at a restaurant or a social event or a kid's party, or even for me, because I got a birthday coming up and I may be hiring some of you guys. I don't pay much, but I would like to have it there. But even if you're doing my own show, I want you walking up to me like we're going to have the time of our lives. Because if you do that and you mean it, I guarantee those people have no choice but to fall into that pattern right along with you, and they will have a great time. Thank you. That'll be $4, please. This is my presentation for A Spectator Cuts the Aces that I really believe takes it to another level. The reaction on the final ending of this trick is so much better than if you just turned over an ace on top of each pile. And again, this is my presentation. The trick, there's many credits for it. Harry Reiser, I think, is the first person who gets most credit for this trick. Randy Wakeman gets a credit for one of the aces, moving it from the bottom to the top. And Ellen Ackerman, Dave Solomon, a lot of guys have worked with this trick. My claim to this trick is not really the method, it's the presentation, okay? So the method is the setup, there's 2 aces on top of the deck, 2 aces on the bottom of the deck. You talk about how people cut high card for money. And then as you're talking, you just casually slip cut top card into about the bottom, I'd say into about 12 cards deep. So you cut about 12 cards and do a slip cut of the top card and hold a break over it. So you now have 1 ace on the bottom. Under the break you have an ace, and you still have your 2 aces on the bottom. Okay? So you do that casual slip cut as you say to the person, "Would you like to play?" And he says yes. You say, "Here's what I want you to do." And this is a Reiser idea, which is great. You say, "I'd like you to just go like this and cut off a small packet of cards." And you do it so he can see what he's supposed to do. So it looks like you're just doing it as a demonstration to show him. What happens is he cuts off, and it's important when you patter, say a small packet, because you don't want him taking a big packet. So he cuts off a small packet, and as soon as he cuts it off, say, no, put it down in front of you, and we'll get to it in a minute. Now, as you're talking, you direct attention to someone else and say, would you like to play? And as you say that, as you're directing attention over here, you take the cards that you cut off initially, put them on top, and pick up the deck. So now when this person cuts, say the same thing, cut off a small packet, put it down in front of you, he now has another ace, okay? So you're setting this up for the ace production at the end. Now what you have to do is you have to move the ace that's second from the face up to the top. So I do that just by holding back the bottom card, and in a quick overhand shuffle, I say, would anyone else like to play? And I say, ma'am, how about you? Would you like to play? She says, yes, and I let her cut off a packet. Now is, I guess, the part that Randy Wakeman should get some credit to, of bringing the bottom card to the top, which is something I thought of as well. But the best way to do it, the cards are in your hand, you do a side steal. But I do the side steal under cover of talking to another spectator. So I direct attention somewhere else. I say, would you do me a favor? And as I say, would you do me a favor, I'm halfway there already. Okay, so I already pushed it over halfway. I said, would you, and I gesture with my empty hand, would you please cut the last pile for me, because I don't want you to think I cheat. And then I finish the side steal as I come up. So the finish, it's just here, and I'm pulling it over like that as I tilt the cards out of view a little. Now she cuts a pile, okay, for me, and I put it down in front of myself. I say, everybody put your hands on top of your pile. They all do it. And I say, on the count of three, turn the top card over. 1, 2, 3. And all 4 people do this at the same time. And that's what makes this a strong trick, is they have no clue aces are going to come up. And when they all 4 get turned over at once, you say, I'm sorry, I think it's a tie. It's a funny ending, but more importantly, it's a strong ending. It's the best ending that I think I've ever seen for just a spectator cuts the aces. Most of the times you just cut 4 pile, there's the aces. Anyway, that's called spectator cuts them high and tie. The next trick is Ed Marlowe's Think, Touch, Turn. And again, this is my presentation, and Eddie used to love when I did this trick. He loved my presentation with this, and he always enjoyed this. When guys would come to town, he'd always say, hey, Bill, do that one. Do the one with the aces. So that's what this is. So you start off, on the performance, I did a trick beforehand, so I had the aces out there already. Normally what I do is I take the aces out and I set them here, which is a flourishy way of holding cards that Michael Skinner showed me. And I do this for a reason, which I'll talk about. I didn't do it on the performance like this. On the performance, they're laid out there, and I just go from there. But I'll show you why I like this way better. I fan the cards between my hands, and a card is selected. Okay, so the card is shown to the audience, and the card is replaced back, and I do whatever I need to do to control that card to the top. You'll find that you can shuffle the cards, you can cut the cards, you can do everything you normally do without dropping those cards from your hand. Now, the reason, and what I'm doing is controlling the card to the top. So I'm just holding a break, cutting it a break, and then shuffling, leaving it there. Now, the reason I like the cards in this position is because I'm going to do the Browie add-on. I'm going to add the card onto the packet. And most of the times it looks like this. You get a break under the top card, and you put these on face up, and you put the deck down. And I think that is the way I did it on the performance. And it's okay, but it really doesn't give you a good reason to take the cards from the table, put them on the deck, just to take them off again. But if the cards are in this position throughout the selection, throughout the controls, now it makes sense. Because if I have to take these out of my hand without using a table, then I have to use this hand to take them out one at a time, and then I can put the deck down. So it just gives more sense to do the add-on move. So what I did now was I have the 4 aces with the selection face down underneath. I explained we're going to play a little game, and the rules are if you catch me even once, I'll find your card, but if you don't catch me, I won't find your card. Now what I do is I slide out the bottom card. Okay, first thing I do is I fan the 4 aces out, and I do Bob Stensel's move of wiggling the cards around, which makes them look single. Okay, so I start off, I say, sir, which one of the 4 aces do you like? Whichever one he names, I up-jog that ace, I take it out, and I put it on the bottom. The only one you may have a small problem with, it's not a problem, I'll show you how to deal with it, is if they name the last ace the ace of spade, which is over to selection, then you square these up and you do the crystal alignment move before you take that out. And the crystal alignment move is very easy. This is a double card. These three are single. You put these back jogged, and when you push forward, the bottom card goes down square, so just a single card is sticking out. So let's say they named the ace of spade. I say the object of the trick is for me to take the ace of spade and turn it over without you catching me. And I do that a couple of times so they're real clear on what I'm trying to do. Then I say, watch this close, and I very cleanly square them together so they know I didn't do anything. I say to the spectator, tell me when you're ready. As soon as he says ready, I fan the top three, spread the top three cards, and I say, okay, that's 1 point for me, which gets a laugh, okay? Make sure when you spread them, don't do that because you're going to show it back. So you just spread them, you say, that's 1 point for me. You turn these face down on top, you say, I'll do it again. You say, watch, 4 face down cards. And as you say 4 face down cards, you spread over the top 2, one under the other, and then you take them in the other hand. Then your other hand spreads over the next card, and you do that wiggle move again, leaving the double here, okay? You put the 3 cards on top of the 2 cards, pause for a second, and then square everything up, okay? You say, look, I snap my fingers, and that's 2 points for me. And to show the ace is turned over the second time, you just do a reverse count, 1, 2, 3, one on top of the other, and put the double on as 1 at the end. You square them up and you tell the spectator you have 1 more chance to catch me. As you're saying that, you take the top 2 cards, again, one under the other, don't reverse count them, put your fingers on top, thumb on the bottom, turn them over. As you come down, you're going to buckle the bottom card out and turn it over, so this will be a double card because you did a buckle. They were all 3 together. You just buckle out the bottom card, snap it, and show it, showing 4 aces face up, okay? You say, okay, I did it. Did you catch me? Sometimes the layman will say, oh, I saw you that time. You say, well, that's odd. I didn't do it yet. And all you do there is just spread 2, buckle, and show. You say, look, it doesn't happen till now. And now you spread out the bottom card, then use your fingers underneath to pull over the next card. Your thumb goes on top of the face card, and you pull out the double. This card is the double. You drop it to the table, then drop an ace on top of that. Ace on top of that. You say, I won the game, but I'll tell you what, you were such a good audience, I'll find your card anyway. And what you do is just do the push-out move, you know, put your fingers over it, turn your hand over, use your thumb to push it out, and then shake the guy's hand, and that's that. That's called touch turn, a trick by Ed Marlowe. The next trick is called my favorite opener. And the reason I call it that is because it really is my favorite card trick. If you want to do a trick one-on-one for somebody and you want it to be really strong, this is without a doubt the trick you should pick. This trick has gotten me more work than probably any other trick. You know, when I'm around a client and he says, hey, do something for this guy, and I know it's an important person, this is the trick I'll use because it just blows them away. It's a pretty standard thing, but the way I'm doing it is different, which makes it different, and it's really great. And what it is, it's the throw change, the old throw change, where you have a double in your hand and you throw the top one down and you keep this one. But what makes it strong in the trick on the tape, I do it in the spectator's hands. And let's just talk about that for a moment. First of all, I have a card chosen. A card is picked out of the deck. I control it up to the top. And now I say to the spectator, do me a favor, I'm going to make you a deal. If I don't find your card on the first try, you get $100. Not from me, from him. That gets a little laugh. Now hold out your hands, and she holds out her hands, and I say, now I'm going to try to find your card, and I give a false cut. And the false cut you can do that I used to do a lot is you pick up about 10 cards, take them into your other hand in dealing position, pick up about 10 more, put those cards between the thumb and third finger, take these, put your index finger underneath, let them open up like a book as your thumb takes the top packet, close these on and put these down. So it's kind of a flourishy looking cut that looks like that. And I say, I think I got it. your card, and I look like this, like I'm looking. Actually, I'm just riffling up to the double. Your card is a black card. I get him to say yeah. It was a spade. Get him to say yeah. And I say it's the 10 of spade, and I do the switch. Now, let's just talk about the switch for a second, okay? I mean, your card is a red card. It's a heart. It's a 4 heart. I do the switch. Let's talk about the throw change just for a second. The way the throw change works, so you get a good feel for it, is you pick up the double, okay, and you get the double in this position. Your thumb is on the face, and your fingers are about 1/3 of the card down, and they're curled. So what happens in the throw change, your fingers extend, and your thumb pulls back, and with the momentum of your hand moving, that card is thrown out. So it looks like this. You're holding a deck in your hand, you show the card, you throw it down, and you load the card back on the deck, okay? So it's from here to here. The throw change is a change where it's almost impossible not to flash a little bit, a corner or a section, because it's really hard. I did know one guy, however, Jack Pyle of Chicago, who can not only do the switch without flashing, but he could take this double and throw it down a table all the way to the end and tell the spectator, put your finger on it. It was unbelievable. But I always have, my hand just doesn't cover that card all the way, so it's almost like the top change. If there's no misdirection, maybe they'll see the little flash, but because of the fun of the routine and the presentation, believe me, they will not see it. So you say your card was a red card, a diamond, a jack of diamond. Here's what happens. I'll be the spectator. The first thing they do is they say, no, that wasn't it. And if they just say no, I'll say, if they just say no, I'll say, well, what was your card? And they'll say, Queen of Clubs. I'll say, isn't that what I showed you? And they go, wow. It's very strong. But here's what happens a lot, is when I do the throw change in their hand, they end up with the card and they say, you missed. You owe me $100. And they're not even looking, but they turn this card over as they're talking, but they don't realize it. And now that card is sitting face up in their hand, and I say, isn't that what I showed you? And they look down, and it's almost like David Blaine magic. They are scared. So please don't overlook this trick. It is really a strong trick. I use it all the time. Boy, I'll tell you, it's so uncomfortable sitting here in these men's clothes. I can't wait till this thing is over. I can go home, put on a pair of culottes, a nice halter top, sit down and have some bonbons. But before I do that, there's another thing I'd like to talk to you about, and that is for those of you that want to get a job doing magic in a restaurant, and this is just a quick idea that I've used years ago, and it worked very successfully. First of all, I don't think it's good to just walk in and say, hi, my name is Bill Malone, and I'm broke, and I need some money, and I'm a real good magician. Can I work for you? Doesn't play well. So what I do is I think that it's really important when you walk into a place, you're not asking for a job. Because if you're asking for a job, the manager at a restaurant or the owner at a restaurant, they don't really need a magician. They never thought about having one. So the answer is probably going to be no. And I know there's a lot of magicians that say, okay, when they say no, what I'll do is I'll say, well, let me just show you how I do something. Let me work this table for 5 minutes, and then we'll talk. So now the magician will go over there, and what happens is if they had experience doing this, they wouldn't be looking for a job, so their performance might not be up to par yet. So that's not good either. It may even turn them off, thinking, well, now I know I don't need a magician. So years ago, I thought about the best way to approach a restaurant to get a job. And what I did, I had a bet with a friend of mine. I told him, pick out any restaurant in the Chicago area, and I will go in and show you how I can get a job, even though at that time I was working 7 nights a week, and I didn't need it. So we did this. We went to a restaurant downtown Chicago, and I went to the bar all by myself, and I started doing tricks for the bartender, and just kind of talking and having a good time. Before you know it, he said to the waitresses, hey, you got to see this guy. I start doing tricks for them. The next thing that happens usually is the manager or the owner will see their employees over there laughing and having fun. He'll know what's going on. He comes over. And then I start talking to him and do a couple of tricks for him. And I say, you know, it's funny. This restaurant reminds me of a restaurant I used to work at. Years ago when I first started doing magic, I do corporate events right now all across the country. But when I started, the way I got good was I worked at a restaurant just like this one, and my job would be to go to the table and entertain the customers before or after dinner, or if there was a problem, the food was going to be late, they'd right away send good old Bill over there, and I had to take care of the problem. I could tell you a lot of stories about that. But anyway, it helped out the restaurant, and when they were busy and they had long lines, I would entertain the line, and it was probably the most fun I ever had in magic. But what it did was it really taught me how to be a good magician. And I'll tell you, you should do something like that here. You should get a magician, and I don't know if there's any local guys, but it would be a great idea for you, you know. And then I would talk for a little while longer. But so far in his mind, he enjoyed the magic I did, and he's open now to the suggestion of having maybe a magician at the restaurant. But still, I never asked for a job. So at the very end, when I'm talking to him, I'll say, you know what, it's funny, I really miss those days of being able to work in restaurants and go table to table, because it gave me a chance to break in my material. You know, someday, you know, maybe even I'd like to do that again. I guarantee when you say that, his card is out of his pocket. Hey, Bill, if you ever do that, please consider us. It's like turned around. It turns around to where the manager now wants to hire you versus you coming in and looking for a job. And that's just a little tip. If you give it a try, I guarantee it'll probably work every time. Matrix, what a great trick. You know, over the last 15, 20 years, I think there must have been thousands of different routines published, whether it be 4 cards, 3 cards, 2 cards, no cards, 4 coins, 2 coins, English pennies, German coins, guy in a tuxedo, guy in a suit, people wearing shorts, people wearing long sleeves. It's been done by everybody and everyone, but I choose to stick to the basic matrix the same way Al Schneider put it out, and this is a routine I have a lot of fun with. And the reason I do is because the audience just enjoys watching it. Again, I always feel it's not what you do, but it's how you do it. So anyway, here's a matrix. And the second half has a little twist in it that I think you might like. But basically, it's the same way Al Schneider invented it, and it's just a great trick. So you start off, you use 4 coins, you do all the bits you can see on the performance. But the basic thing is the coins are laid out in a square, and you use 4 playing cards. You should give the cards a little bend. This helps during the routine when you cover the coins to make sure that the coins are covered. The first move in Matrix is a steal, and the steal is done like this. That's it. If you can do that, you can do the trick. I'm going to steal this coin in a moment. I'm going to cover up the coins in a square starting down here. So again, I give the cards a little bend, and I spread them out so they're in a spread of 4. I call attention to the first coin. I bring both hands together, and the fingers of my right hand press the top card onto the coin covering the first one. When I get to this one, I'm lifting up the coin, so right now I have it in my fingertips, and the way I did this is just like that, okay? So I come down, I lift up the coin, and I put the card down, stealing that one. It's concealed under the cards. I go over here, I cover this one, and then I leave the coin down here, being careful not to clink. If you use bicycle cards, there's 2 circles, one here and one here. If you aim this circle at this coin and the other coin is under the other circle, you never have to worry about the coins talking, okay? Now I adjust the cards, and I go on with the trick. I show the bottom 2 first, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a pickup move. I'm going to snap the card, but I'm going to pick the coin up with it, okay? And the way that's done is I push the cards forward until I can feel the edge of the coin at the back edge of the card. My thumb contacts the coin. My index finger presses down on the opposite end, so the coin is tilted up a little bit now. I can pick up and snap the card off my third finger like this, okay? Now both hands do that simultaneously, except the right hand does the pickup, the left hand just picks up a card. So I say, watch the 2 on the bottom. I just say jump, and the coin will jump. To make it jump, I'm doing just the opposite now. The first time I did this, I stole the coin. Now I'm going to leave this coin as this hand steals the other coin. That's the first one. I lay the empty, both hands move at once. I lay the empty card aside as I cover these, being careful not to talk. I now bring my hands, so my right hand shows this coin. If I want, I can show both, okay? I can show 2 and 1. But because right now you want to show 2 and 1, and you do that by stealing this coin, lifting up this card. Normally I just show 1, and I go like this to make it go. I put the empty card down to the other side. I now have a coin here, which I just stole. I put that here at the end, snap them both off, and that's matrix, okay? Now I go into the funny explanation of matrix, and this is done kind of tongue-in-cheek. I say, I go to, there's a lot of lines. Make sure you see the performance again. Some of the lines are pretty good, pretty funny. But anyway, I say, so what happens is I cover up each coin, and again, I do the steal, okay? I get to here, and I say, now here's what happens. Watch the two on the bottom. I say, keep your eye on the first coin, and I show it. I say, watch these fingers. I go under the card, turn the coin invisible, and I walk it over to here. See, it's funny when you know, sir. I'll do it again. I'll walk it back, and now I just do the first move of the matrix, making the coin jump across. The only difference is now, instead of laying this down and covering here, I only lay down the single card. My empty hand then picks up this card to show that one. Now I'm reversing hands. I'm covering this one and covering this one. So I say, oops, wrong way. Then I pick up again. Then I switch hands again for the third one and the last one, and that's how it's done. The Gemini twins. It was my pleasure about 7 or 8 years ago to meet the infamous Brother John Hammond at the Las Vegas seminar. And I wanted to meet him really bad because, first of all, I'm a big fan of all his work. And I got to show him this little ending for Gemini twins. And he told me that he thought it took the trick to another level. He said the trick was always entertaining because of the pattern and the presentation, but now there was that little bit of magic into it. So I was very proud that he told me that. And he gave me permission to use this in my lecture I did in Chicago years ago, which I did. But anyway, here it is. First of all, Gemini twins. From Brother John Hammond is done like this. The setup is a red Queen of Hearts, red King of Hearts, black King of Spade, and black Queen of Spade. And the way I start is I usually say, I'm going to tell you a little story, and I up-jog them, not showing their faces. Then I take them out, and I put them in this order, so they don't see them in the beginning. So you start off, you're going to do the Gemini count, and the Gemini count is done with this, and it's done along with the pattern. So the Gemini count is the top card is pulled over just about maybe a half an inch. Then underneath the spread, you buckle the bottom card. So you're able to take the two cards in the center and pull them out and turn them over as one. So you say a king walked into a bar and he was married to a beautiful brunette. The next move of the Gemini count is the top card is pushed over, and now the double two cards at the bottom are together perfectly. You now are able to grab the edge of those, pull those out, and show the brunette, okay? And then to continue on, you take out the bottom card, show another dark-haired gentleman and another brunette. So that's the Gemini count. That's the first phase. The next thing is you say the brunettes wanted to freshen up a little bit, so they went upstairs to the powder room. And if you remember to do the pattern upstairs, you'll always remember that the bottom card goes up. When I first learned this, I couldn't remember which way it goes. That'll help you remember that. Okay, now you do the Gemini count again as you patter. The first King of Spade, he went to the bar. You're taking the double out from the bottom now. Sat next to a beautiful redhead and his twin brother. You take out the bottom card. Sat down to the redhead's sister. Now, when their wives came out of the powder room, this is your key to do another displacement. You just move the top card to the bottom. You say they were mad, so they went up to one of the redheads. So again, you're going to do the Gemini count, pull that over, buckle the bottom card, take 2 as 1 out of the middle, show it, put it down, goes up to the one of the redheads, said, hey, you stay away from my husband. And the second brunette, that time from the bottom, goes down and says, you stay away from my husband. So now they're in a big fight. They're ripping each other's clothes off. Now, as you say that, you're going to move the bottom card, single card, up to the top, and you're ready to do the Gemini count again, following on with the story. The first brunette, she grabbed her husband, said, come on, honey, we're going home. The second brunette, she grabbed her husband, and they all went home. You say, but what about the redhead? Now is the only time in the trick where the count changes. You have to do a double deal. A double deal is where you take the top and the bottom cards together. And the way it works is the top card is pushed over, and then the bottom card is buckled out just enough to align with the top card. So now you can take those two cards as one, turn them over, put them down. Now you continue like the next half of the Gemini count. Take the bottom out, turn it over, take out the next bottom card, turn it over, and then the last card. Now here's where it changes a little bit. This is what I've added to it. The last card, I used to scoop up everything, and I come back from the center of the table more to the edge of the table, and I say, and they ended up with a family of 4 little red-headed boys. And as I'm doing the Orlam subtlety, which is just showing the face, peeling the top card, showing the face, peeling the top card, showing the face, peeling the top card, the last card I'm going to set on but not square. I'm going to out-jog it because I'm going to do Marlowe's screening action lapping. So what happens is I put that card here, and without the card, what I'm going to do is just use my index finger to shoot those cards into my lap. With the card covering, I give it a little flex as I shoot, and then I say, and the whole story was told with just this one card. Okay? And one more time, it looks like this at the end, had a family of 4 little red-headed boys. And the thing to remember is the whole trick was told with just this one card, which gives it a magic ending. It's a great trick. It always has been, but this, for me, helps. Oh, when did you get here? Okay, I'm back. You know, when I started in magic, I worked at every magic bar in the city of Chicago. Didn't make much money, don't get me wrong, but I worked at all of them. And the one thing I learned, especially at a place called the New York Magic Lounge, was the business of where you're at is the most important thing. It's not you as the magician, and it's not how funny you are. It's not what a great magician you are. It's knowing why you're there. When I worked at New York Lounge, it was really funny because this place was a factory. I mean, it was packed with people every night of the week, and every time I thought I was doing a good job and I had people applauding and laughing, the owner, Nick, would come up, grab my shoulder in front of the people and say, "Bill, get those drinks out. Sell those drinks." And my face would get red, and I'd get embarrassed. I'd get mad at Nick. I'd want to kill him. But you may have read about that in the Sun Times, and I'm sorry I did that. Sorry, Nick, because I'm sorry about that. But anyway, what would happen is he would embarrass me so much, but I wouldn't realize he'd be training me. He'd be teaching me that the reason I'm at this place is so the place will make money. And it's not about how good you are and how funny you are. That's a big part of it, of course. But the most important part is being alert to why you're there. For example, if you're doing bar magic or you're doing restaurant magic, you're there to draw in customers, and you're there to make the people maybe have that one extra drink. If they have one extra drink, I mean, that revenue for the place is going to go up, and that place will keep you there permanently. If you can make their revenue go up, that's what they look at as the bottom line. So it's true, and it's true not only in bars and restaurants, but corporate events and kid shows. It's understanding exactly what the client wants. And it goes so much further than just being a good magician, being a good entertainer. It's realizing, you know, what the outcome is. What do the people want? Do they want high impact? Or do they want you to just kind of be like an icebreaker and mingle around and be kind of low-keyed? You know, it's really important that you ask the clients those questions first. And if you do that and you're aware of that all the time, you'll get hired over and over again because people appreciate the fact that you know what you're doing. You're not just a performer. You're not out there to get an ego. You're not out there to be the star. You're out there for a purpose. And not only that, the clients will pay big money for that. You know, when the client wants you to promote their product, then you better promote their product. It doesn't mean that you have to do a real sophisticated pitch on the product that sometimes make people walk away at a trade show. You can do it in a funny way. Like when I did a lot of trade shows and I had to do a technical sort of pitch, whether it be for a software company or whatever, it was kind of boring material, but I would make it fun by getting my crowd, doing a couple of tricks. I'm in the middle of entertaining them, and then a telephone would ring, and I'd pick it up and I'd say, "Hello, what, not now, I'm in the middle of, what? No, not, I'm in the middle of it. Okay, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, bye." And I'd give a dirty look to the phone and I'd hang it up. Say, "Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize, but that was the boss. That was Mr. Sun Microsystems on the phone. And he said if I don't do this show a little different, I'm going to get fired. And if I get fired, I have to go home with you guys. And you don't want that, do you?" And I got the whole crowd saying, "No way." Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, let me show you how this trick is done. Each coin represents a different reason why you should choose, and then I would go into the pitch. So now it was fun. Whenever that phone rang, it was a signal to the audience, okay, he's got to say something important here. And it was great. People wouldn't walk away because they would see that I'm having fun doing this, and I would be telling them, hey, this is my job. This is what I'm here for. And the client would hear that, and he would see what I'm doing, and it just worked out great because people were entertained, and the pitch was done in a fun way. So that's just trade shows. But remember, whether it's restaurants or bars or any venue you're at, it's important just to be alert while, why you are there. And if that happens, I think that someday you too could be a Bill Malone. Okay, this is for you card guys that are move monkeys like I am. I have a couple of miscellaneous moves I just thought I would share with you. The first one is a false cut. Okay, and it's based on the Vernon cut, but what happens at the end is the Erdnase cut throws everything off, okay? So it looks like this and like this. But actually it's controlling the deck. Even though they look square, you're getting the deck back in order, okay? The way this works is you start off by the Vernon cut. I'm going to leave the card face up just so you can follow this. I start off, I lift off about maybe 10 cards or so. Then I take a packet out of the middle, I drop them to the table. The next packet I take off the top, I drop it to the table, squared. The third packet I'm going to put on but unsquared. I'm going to kind of let the cards bevel outwards just a little bit. But that's overdoing it. It's hard to do this slow. But then at the end, I'm going to do the Erdnase cut to pick up at that step and bring everything back to the top. At actual speed, it looks like this and like that. Okay? That's a false cut. Here's something I came up with not too long ago, and I'll tell you how I came up with it too. But this is a nice little false shuffle that looks like you take the cards and you mix them up. Okay, I'll do that one more time. It's just like that, and I hope that looks good for you. That's a false shuffle. So if you add those both together, the shuffle, and then follow it with that cut, it's pretty neat. Okay, the shuffle is based on something I saw years ago. I saw Danny Corum did a shuffle similar. I know Vernon had a similar shuffle, but both their shuffles were more tight to the table, kind of like a riffle shuffle, not like they're being thrown from hand to hand, which I think gives a better illusion. The first thing I came up with, to explain the shuffle, the top half is cut to my left, bottom half to my right, both hands square up. And now what's going to happen is my left hand is going to toss the cards over so they fall down and cascade like that, okay? So again, that's the left hand's motion, is like this and let them fall down, all right? The right hand is going to take the cards and it's going to appear to do the same thing, but actually the whole packet is thrown from one hand over to the other. Okay, so if you combine both of and to do that, curl your index finger underneath, and that gives you the pressure to give it a toss. Okay, so if you combine both of those together, it looks like this. It looks like they're kind of mixed into each other. Okay, so that's the false shuffle. That came later. The first shuffle I thought of was a version of Larry Jennings had a false cut where he goes like this and like this, which is very good, which I like. The bottom third is cut out and set side jogged. Your hands hold the top of the jog packet as the other two hands go forward, dropping and dropping. And then to clean up, you just hit here, here, and you're done. Okay, so that was Larry's false cut, which is in print. This first shuffle I thought of was doing the Jennings false cut, here, here, here. And now I would do this, and it would end. So it was a false shuffle and a cut. And the way that works is when these are picked up, this first packet, I hold the break there. So now when I pick these up, I let the cards go to the break, then these, and then these. Okay? So that was the first false shuffle I thought of, and it eventually evolved into doing this. And anyway, that's just a little something for you to play with. Here's another false shuffle, which I think I'm going to stand up and show you this one here. This is another false shuffle. I call it the crazy shuffle because it's very weird looking, but when it's done correctly, it really looks good, okay? And it's done like this. The cards are just mixed up like this and cut a few times, and the deck is back in order, okay? And the way that works is I'm revolving the cards like this. I'm holding the cards in this position, and I'm pressing with my index finger, leaving go with my thumb, so those cards are just dribbling off. and I want to get an action where they're kind of revolving, okay? So I don't want this. I want to get a real loose action. So now the first action is they're dribbled over, and I put my thumb underneath this packet. That's important, because my next dribble that I'm going to do, the same thing again, I'm going to push with my thumb and throw these cards in between the dribble. Sounds crazy, but it looks like this, okay? I dribble some more cards, and then my thumb tosses those in. Now look what happened. That block is sticking out perfectly. There's no cards in between. All I have to do to finish the fall shuffle is pull that out of the center. I lock the cards real tight with my hands to get the air out of them. Now I can just do 2 fake cuts from the bottom and throw these on top, okay? I call that the crazy shuffle. You get the revolve, throw it in the middle, lock your hands, and do the cut. And this looks real good when you're talking and walking, so it's a lot of fun. Just remember the important things is get that revolve, looks good. When you cut this out, lock it up so no card air gets in, and that's a full deck fall shuffle. Another way you can do that, just one more thought, is once you let these cards go in as a packet, I used to do this. Instead of pulling them out and doing 2 fake cuts, I would press down. This is the block that's sticking out, that one in the center. I would press down with my thumb on that block, and then I would one-hand fan each packet. Now, I know where, can you see the jog card sticking out there? Where that jog is sticking out, these cards go in, so at the very end, I close up the deck, and it's another pretty shuffle. It looks like you just fan, put them together. Those are just a couple of things, and hope you enjoy them. Here's another thing, a pass that I had in the Magic magazine, which looks like this. I just pull up my sleeves, and the pass is done, okay? So I don't know if that looked any good. I'll do it with the cards face up. It really looks like those cards just change when it's done correctly. And what I'm doing is the Herman pass, which is like this. I have a break in the center. I'm turning the bottom half upwards on an angle, letting them hit my hand. So what happens is I get in that position before you even know it starts. So I get in this position. So right now I'm halfway done already. All I have to do now, the turnover pass was done like this. Your hand turns over as the cards are square. But what I'm doing is I'm getting halfway in that position, and then I'm coming forward with my hand, and I'm squeezing the cards tightly together. And I'm doing that under cover of pulling up my sleeves, okay? And that's just a couple things to play with. One more move for the Move Monkeys. This is a little move that I came up with for the Cups and Balls, which is a final load sequence, the appearance of the final loads, which is based upon something that Dan Fleshman did years ago that I thought was great. But this is a little bit different. So it looks like this. You start off, you lift up the center cup to show the load, put it on top of here, pick up these two, do this, those are there, and this one is there. It's just a pretty way to produce the final loads. And the sequence is very easy. You just got done loading these under. The 4th load is ready to be loaded. You pick this up, you load, pick up the load, put it here, use your pinkies to pick up the cups, set one on top of the other, come away like this, and come back, and it's a very pretty final production. It also looks great if you use the small balls. If your small balls are under the cups and people are only thinking you use one, you can put, let's see if it starts this way. You can put this one here, you pick up the 2 end cups, do this, and it's a nice way to start your routine. Anyway, just a little something for your pleasure.
What I think? Oh, it was awesome. It's Bill Marvelous Malone. That's all there is to it.
It was absolutely fantastic. Been to a couple of videotaping sessions, seen other magicians. He was excellent, great entertainer, a lot of energy. Loved it. Fantastic.
Funny too. It was awesome, very entertaining, very good show. But the whole day was really, really interesting, and I learned so much. Well, I didn't learn much about card tricks, but I got to meet a lot of wonderful people, and it was an awesome day. Thank you so much.
That was the best, that was the most entertaining afternoon of my whole life.
It was just, I can't even tell you how wonderful. Bill Malone. Bill Malone, yeah.
Bill Malone. Bill, where is it?
Bill Malone.
Bill Malone.
1, 2, 3,
Bill
and
Malone.
yes! Thank you, thank you. Okay. Now, let's try something else. Let's try an impossible trick. An impossible trick. Would you give the cards a shuffle, mix them up real good, and make sure I don't know the bottom or the top cards or anything like that. And that's real important. This is a trick that magicians would do for each other, kind of an impossible kind of card trick. So once they're mixed up, I want you to give the deck a final cut and complete the cut. That's perfect. You must have done this before. That's very, very good. Now, pick up the cards, but don't let me see any of them. What I want you to do, deal them one at a time, face down into a pile, one after the other. And the whole trick is up to you. You can deal as long as you want. It doesn't matter. Whenever you want, you can stop. And when you stop, I'll tell you what to do. But don't let me influence you.
Okay, I'm cool.
Okay, take a look at the card you stopped on. Remember that card. Okay, put it back where it was. And do me a favor, drop the rest of the deck on top. Okay, so is that pretty fair? There's no way I can know that card? Okay, let's do it again. Let's get another card. Let's do it one more time. The same procedure. Pick up the cards, deal them, and then stop whenever you want, just like before. And again, the whole thing's up to you. Deal as long as you want. It makes no difference. But just remember, we all want to go home early. Okay? Okay, and yes, look at it, remember what it is, and put it back on top, and then drop the whole deck on top of everything, and square them up to make sure. So is that pretty fair?
I think so.
It is fair. But just so you know for sure that I can't find the cards, you can give the cards a cut if you like. Give them a cut and replace the cut. Thank you very much. So now everyone's in agreement. There's really no way to find those cards. I'm going to try to find them both. Let me see. Concentrate. Look into my eyes. This isn't working. Would you take off your glasses, please? Okay, that's one. Sheep, quiet. This is serious. That's true. I think I got them both. Would you, for the first time, name your cards out loud?
It was the 4 of spades,
Okay.
and the 6 was diamonds.
Yeah.
Okay, 4 of spades, 6 of diamonds, and I have the 3 of diamonds, 7 of spades, and that's why magicians call that impossible. Because, you know, everybody can do that damn trick, but I'm the only guy in the world that just seems to have trouble with it. But thanks a lot for coming, pretty much, is what I want to say. Oh, no. All right. Let's see if we can mess up one more. Wait, what are we at?
Give him the 2 chips.
How do you do that? Oh, yeah.
Bill Malone.
Bill Malone. Is that right? No. No. Do it again. Do it again. Let's see.
Bill
Yeah.
Malone.
Bill Malone.
There you go.
Bill Malone. Yeah.
There you go.
All right.
What do you think of this guy?
I thought he sucked. You know, that hair was not real. There's no way that could have been his.